Let's start with the prayer. Om
Asmadgurubhyo namaha. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Paramarishibhyaha. Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Ishavasya Midam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhujindaha Ma Krudha Kasya Vidhanam. Om Kasyapanvaya Sanjatam Narayana Padasritam Srimannarayanam Vande Yatishwarashriyajusam Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyashravanakirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Hari. Krishnaya Yadavendraya Jnanamudraya Yogine Nathaya Rukminishaya Namo Vedanta Vedine. Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Last week
11 to 17 and
11 to 17. Okay. Okay, Badri garu, you can start.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yogaha, Sloka 11. Nahi deha bhuta sakyam tyaktum karmanya seshataha yastu karma palatyagi satyagi tyabhidiyate. Jai Shrimanarayana. Chapter 18, Sloka 18, Chapter 18, Sloka 11 summary. Lord Krishna said, "It is indeed not possible for an embodied to abandon all actions completely. But whoever gives up the fruits of the actions, that person is called as Tyagi, renouncer." Jai Shrimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Any questions on that?
Shall we read through it or no? Okay, time, I think, yeah. 3 pages, right?
Yeah. Yes. So basically, we need to do, we have to maintain our body, right?
Yeah.
And in order to maintain our body, we do a lot of activities, and we depend on 5 things. So we may not recognize in all the cases, but we have a dependency on 5 things, right? So we have a dependency on devatas, who provide everything for us. They're the natural forces, right? Which are giving everything from sunlight, rain, air, everything that we need for living, that we do not do anything to get, right, by ourselves. but they are providing everything to us. In fact, all the results are also given to us by them only. And Paramatma is giving the results through them. So we are getting the results through the devatas. So we have a dependency on devatas. We have a dependency on other people. Before that, we have a dependency on forefathers. We got the body from our parents. Parents got their bodies from their parents. So basically, we have a dependency on parents and forefathers. We have a dependency on rishis who provided the knowledge to us. So the Guru Parampara, through which we are getting the knowledge for our survival and for our, for setting our goals, higher goals, and get the moksha finally. So we have a dependency on them. We have a dependency on other human beings, which may or may not recognize. And we have a dependency on other living beings. So plants, trees, birds, animals. So we have a dependency on these five: Deva, Manushya, Pitru, Rishi, and Bhuta. So we have to do activities in recognition of them or as a sacrifice to them. So they become yajna. So Deva yajna, Manushya yajna, Pitru yajna, Rishi yajna, and Bhuta yajna. So these are called Pancha-Mahayajnas. So we have to do these Pancha-Mahayajnas apart from maintaining our body, doing the activities that are, just for the maintenance of our body to live in this world. So, but we have to do them as Palatyaga, Sangatyaga, and Kartrutva-tyaga. That is in summary. So we cannot stop doing these activities, right? We cannot survive if we stop doing those activities. We can survive without doing these yajnas. However, we are going to acquire more karmic bondage if we don't do them. So we have to do these activities as well. But when we are doing these activities, we have to do those activities, giving up the fruits of activities, giving up the attachment to those activities, and giving up the agency or doership of those activities. That's what Lord Krishna is saying in summary for Sloka 11.
Even puja or praying to God every day is an activity, right? We get attached to that. But is it an exception that because we are serving God, it doesn't come under as an attachment? Sangha.
Getting attached means what?
Like,
what is your understanding of
like
it?
suppose, like if I don't lit diya every day, like, I feel so different. Is it not like a kind of attachment to some discipline?
No. I mean, the attachment there means that this is my activity, I'm doing it. Okay. For my sake, I'm doing it. My activity, I'm doing it. Okay. I alone am doing it. So it is the activity of lighting the lamp is for your sake. You are the center there. Then it is attachment. If you are doing it as service to God and you cannot live without doing that, then it becomes yajna. So it's a say, I mean, where is your focus? I mean, your focus is Paramatma, then it becomes yajna. If your focus is, oh, I need to do it for my, my happiness or to show off, something that I need to do for myself, right? If we do it that way, then it becomes, attachment and not yajna.
Okay.
So if you think that, oh, it is my duty to do this Deva Yajna, that worship, and I need to do it because it is my duty, not for my happiness, not as a choice, but it is my duty. And I'm doing it as service to God, for him, for his happiness, for his sake I'm doing it, not for my sake. Like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm going to get some punishment. If I don't do this, or if I do this, I'm going to get more moksha, or some happiness in this life. Thinking of, okay, let me do this for this material sake. Okay, let me do this 40 days. I'm going to get a lottery, or some whatever benefit that we think we need in this world, materialistic world, or I'm going to get Swarga, I may get a better life next time. I don't want this kind of a life. I need a better life, maybe rich, all those things. So all that is focus is us. If you do it with the focus, then it is done with attachment, not as yajna.
Okay.
But if you consider it as duty, then it is definitely, it should pinch us if we are not able to do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Prasad garu, sir, maybe. Quick question, so understand that this thing, but just give an example, right? If someone is sick, if praying to God, who will you ask, right? Someone is sick other than God, right? Nothing wrong in asking God, okay?
Right. There's nothing wrong in asking Paramatma.
Right. And especially those time, there's no one else who can help you other than God, right?
Right.
Nothing.
So that's a good question. We covered. This is a typical question that we get always, right? If you are saying everything is for his sake, then should I ask anything for my sake? or if they say, oh, we should not have desires, then should I stop asking anything to God, right? Anything from God. So we covered that also. One at a very high level. So if we are not asking Paramatma, if we are not asking God, are we thinking that my actions alone are producing the results for me? Then it is a problem, right? We have to always think that the results are coming from Paramatma only. Whatever results we are getting, small, big, everything is from Paramatma only. So if you want a result, either you ask it like a desire or ask it like something that is in your mind. So you are expressing your will.
Yeah.
So we have to express our will for everything, actually. Even to get up next day morning, also we have to express our will. We never ask that. We think that, oh, I can get up by myself.
Yeah.
Some people sleep and then they won't get up.
Yeah.
Right? So everything we see, if we start asking for everything, then there is no desire at all. It is will that we are expressing. For any activity that I do, I need help from Paramatma, right? If I'm not asking, if I'm not expressing my will, that means I'm not doing any activity, right? So if I am doing some activity, there must be some will that drives that activity, not a desire. So like I'm doing my duty, there is a, there's some reason behind for me to do the duty. So I'm expressing my will that I need to do this duty. Need not even be result. Like the duty itself, we need to express the will, because even to do the duty also Paramatma's
It's this thing.
support is needed.
Yeah, yeah. In full support.
So I want to write a test, take a test, right? We tend to ask only the result from Paramatma.
Yeah.
We actually need to express our will to say that I am taking this test, give me the ability, best ability to take this test. That is what we need to ask.
Yeah.
Keep me. So in case of health, definitely we should ask, because that's not in our hands at all. I mean, nothing is in our hands, of course.
Yeah.
So, but even everybody agrees that health is not typically in our hands. So we should ask Paramatma for health. We should ask Paramatma for every small thing that is expressed as not as a desire, but as a will for doing our duties. So if it is something that is pure desire, then we don't ask.
Yeah. Okay.
So if it is something, obviously health is needed for our life, for living. And God doesn't say that we should be sick, right? We should eat properly. We should live properly, comfortably, so that we can we will be able to focus on doing our duties and also doing it as service to Paramatma. So if we are not able to do the duties properly, then it's a problem for us. So we have to express our will say to Paramatma, saying, God, support me in all these activities. I am taking care of my health, so support in giving me good health. So unfortunately, we tend to go to Paramatma only for result. That's the first thing. Second is, only when the result is we think is not in our hands. The bigger risk that is there, or bigger reward when we get that result, and we think we must get it, then only we go to Paramatma saying, oh God, give me this result, as if we can get the smaller results by ourselves. So that is where the problem is, not in asking Paramatma. We should go to the extent of asking, expressing our will, not the desires.
Because I know that a while back you asked that question, right? What should we ask God, kind of a thing, right? And so I know each of us had an answer, kind of a thing. We said, okay, if I request God, I want to with you, I want to service, right? I feel that I'm like a selfish, not asking for anything for a family. I know, I mean, family just in this life, right? And because I mean, just an example, anyone, right? Any family, maybe a couple of them will be doing prayers and the rest of them may not be doing in the family. So asking for the whole family, okay, we want, give good health and right, fulfill their wishes, kind of a thing, whatever they need. And rather than me asking him, okay, yeah, God, I think, yeah, help me out and I want to be with you and moksham. I feel that, I don't know, a little selfish on my side, just asking about myself.
So it's not clear. So you are asking about yourself, whatever is what you're doing, right? So you want God's support in whatever you are doing.
I'm asking moksham from God, right? I'll say, God, that's what I need, right? From you, and I want you to be all the way with me to help me out to reach there, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking him about myself, right?
Yeah. You said something about a family.
No, am I not selfish in asking for about myself when I have a family without asking anything for them?
I mean, we should ask for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, that is what Sarvejana Sukhino Bhavantu. We always, so we should ask for family members, we should ask for the society, we should ask for the entire world.
Everyone should be okay.
Yeah. So that is another thing. Like we feel selfish when we ask for only ourselves and not for our close family. And if we are able to ask for ourselves and a close family, then we think, oh, we are not selfish.
Then yeah,
But we are actually selfish
either way, yeah.
if we are asking only for ourselves and our family.
Family also, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but because we need to ask for the entire society. I mean, that is what Sri Swamiji says, that we have to be selfish. Then, oh, we have to be selfish. I mean, the scripture says you should not be selfish. No, we have to be selfish, but don't limit yourself to just yourself.
Okay.
It should include the entire world.
You're welcome, everyone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it should not be limited to just your family, your city, town, state, country.
Yeah.
Should be all the
Okay.
entire universe.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, I mean, whatever happens in
What's happening, right?
some
Yeah.
corner of China is impacting all of us.
Yeah.
Right. So, so we should ask. Of course, our scriptures have given us, whether we know it or not. If we are able to chant those slokas, automatically we are asking God to make all the beings happy, healthy, peaceful. So yeah, we should ask.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I don't digress. I just want to. Yeah.
No. It's a good question. I mean, to get to this answer, it takes. I mean, it's not clear to us. I mean, it's always confusing. What should we ask God? When do we ask God? That kind of questions. It's that's the most fundamental thing that we'll learn from Bhagavad Gita is Paramatma is supporting us in every second, every breath, right? Every heartbeat. So we should express our will to live, our will to do the duty, and if there is a goal, yeah, we should always. I mean, if we are thinking about that goal in ourselves, right? We should express it to Paramatma. If you are thinking about the goal and keeping it to ourselves, then there's some problem.
Yeah.
Right? Then the problem is that we are either feeling guilty about it, that we have a goal, and we shouldn't have any guilty about any goals. We should, and it's not like, oh, if I don't express, Paramatma will not. I mean, we think if I go and tell in front of God in temple, then only God will know. It's not right. God will know everything. So there's nothing like we can keep something away from God. So the best thing would be to focus on the duties and express our willingness to do the duties and ask for his support in every duty, every day, every second of our time. And as soon as we focus on duties, the desires will go away. So if my duty is to do the job well. That's what Paramatma says. So then we should expect promotions, and if we are doing the job well, all those results should happen. But our goal is not to ask for that result. Our goal is to let us support us in doing the job really well. And when the result comes, then we always offer it to Paramatma only. So our tendency is, no matter what, no matter how I do the work, I should get the result. And God is so powerful that he will give the result to me. That is how we kind of, and back of our mind, we have that. That's why only when we are not able to do the activity and get the result by ourselves, we ask God. For everything else that we are able to do, then we don't ask God, thinking that I am independent, I can do everything by myself. Then there is a problem. So even if you are praying to God, God, you supported me in waking me up and then praying to you. So that should be our approach, rather than, oh, I was so great that I'm able to do the prayer worship to you. So then if we are focused on God, doing it as service to God, thinking that he's the one who is supporting us, he's the doer. Actually, all those things will come right now. So I'm not the doer. He's the one who is supporting me. Then we are doing the yajna. We are on the path towards liberation. And if we are not able to do, then we know. I mean, immediately we'll know. We were lazy and we didn't want to. We didn't do it. Of course, those things will come again. Or it is God's. We, in spite of our best efforts, we did not get the result. Right? Like if we want to be healthy and we are not healthy for some reason, then fine, that's the result that Paramatma gave to us. Then we will experience that, because perhaps we have to go through that phase.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Okay, 12. 1 to 12.
I can go ahead, sir.
Sure.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sloka 12. Anishtam misram cha trividham karmanah phalam bhavatya tyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. Jai Srimanarayana, chapter 18, Sloka 12 summary. Lord Krishna said, undesirable, desirable and mixed threefold result of works occurs after performing the karmas to those who have not renounced, but never to those who have renounced. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Any questions on this end?
Yeah, this part, even last time it was a little confusing. I don't know what to ask, but little bit this sloka is confusing. Like not occurring to renounced. I mean, who have not renounced versus renounced.
Right. Yeah, it is definitely confusing, and it confused a lot of people as well. And the way it was interpreted by some, it even confused further. Right? I mean, yeah. So at a very high level again, so this, the one who has renounced and the one who has not renounced, they are both performing karmas, right? So yes. Like, it's not like one who has renounced is not doing the karma. Now, one who has renounced, is he not getting any result? Yes. He's getting the results. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, if if I renounce, I mean, I give up the fruits of actions and I'm not getting the result, right? Then there must be something wrong, right? I mean, there must be some result I should get for that action I'm doing. You know, if let us say I'm going to give up the fruits of action, like I'm going to do the job or I'm going to take a test, and I do that activity as giving up the fruits of actions, and I'm not going to get the result of that activity, then it will be a failure, right? I mean, then I cannot survive. I mean, if I take a test and I fail, um, I mean, so basically, the result will definitely be there, and ideally, it is even better than the one that who has not renounced. I mean, we can go into that little bit, but on the face of it, it looks like, okay, if you give up the fruits of actions, you are not focused on the result, you probably won't get the proper result. That is a misconception, misunderstanding people have, that, oh, I need to be attached to the result so much, then only I'll get the result I'm expecting. If I'm not attached to the result, I want it every day, think about the result. If I don't think about the result, then I won't get it. My sankalpa is not strong, then I won't get the result. So that is somehow misunderstanding. We don't have to every day think about the result, because if we do that, then basically what happens is that we develop the attachment to the result, and we lose focus on the task at hand.
So
So
I really thought a person, sorry, this is Rupa, the person who is renounced, right? So there won't be any kind of attachment to anything, be it results, be it any other material benefit. So that was my understanding. But we're saying even those people who have renounced can also have some kind of attachment to the results.
not attachment to the result, but they're going to work for a particular result, right? I mean, it's not
so
like
that is an expectation, right? So it's okay to have some expectation even if you have renounced, right?
So that is a goal. So there is I mean, yeah, you can call it expectation, but typically whenever we do any activity, there is an end goal we know. For example, right? For example, I'm doing the Bhagavad Gita Yajnam, right? So let us say I need to complete that activity and I need to memorize this. So there is something that I have in mind. I'm taking a test. Obviously I want A grade. So there I'm doing a job. I want the proper result. There is for example, we are doing a Homa for health. There is a goal automatically set. When you are doing the duty itself, you know what's the goal of the duty. Like we are taking, we are eating food, let us say. The goal is that we know that why are we eating food? Because we want, if we don't eat the food, then will not be able to do our job well, and then we become hungry, we become sick. So there is a goal for every activity that we do. Okay. So, that goal is always there, but we do not get attached to that result. That means what? We don't check when the result comes back and then cry about it or jump up and down about it. Okay, that is where the difference is. It's not like we should not have a goal. We should have we can have a goal. And when we know about the work, the goal is already, when I do this work properly, what happens, we already know. That is the goal. Now, so that is calling it as a goal, because when you have it as an expectation, expectation word meaning is that you expect the result to be same as what your goal when you started with, right? That is the way we use the word expectation. I expect to get 100% in the test. I expect to get a lottery, win the lottery. Now, when I expect it, I'm going to check the result, see if it matches my expectation, and then either feel happy or cry about it, right? So that expectation should not be there, but goal will be there, goal can be there, and goal in more, it's not like we cannot we can totally remove the goal from the work itself, from the duty itself. So I mean, for everything that we do, for example, I'm praying to God, saying that I should be able to attend this class today, for example. That is my goal. Automatically, I mean that I have expressed my goal, right? So, and then I want help in order to be able to participate in this. I want support from Paramatma in order to participate in it. And I do my whatever activities are needed in order to participate in this. So it's all the duty activities are all set, and the goal is also set. So, but when the result comes, don't compare it with what we were expecting. So that's why the word expectation is not the right way of saying it. We can say it as a goal, because goal is set in the beginning. Expectation is used in the sense that we always compare the result to the expectation, and then basically lose our mental balance because of that. Because pains, and pleasures, losses and gains, all these things happen only because of that expectation, the word expectation, and comparing the result to that expectation. So Lord Krishna says that we should not have those dvandvas based on the result that we get. So that's why we should not have expectation, but we can have goal. I hope that is clear. So yeah, we know exactly what is going to happen if we do these things properly. I mean, for example, we pray to Paramatma to take away coronavirus from entire world, right? That's a goal. So we have set the goal automatically. I mean, we are asking Paramatma, we are expressing our will to do the activities in support of that, and asking Paramatma, support us in these activities, whatever we are doing, and eliminate corona from this world. So, but when the result is not what we are expecting, again, so if we use the word expectation, then automatically we say, oh, it is not what I'm expecting. So, and then immediately feel sad about it. Like, say a son or daughter brings a test score, and then immediately say, oh, I expected, 800 out of 800. And this shows only 730. And, you should have done this, you should have done that, or, cry about it. Or I expected only 700, but you got 800. Oh, great, right? But if that was a goal, to get the whatever, I mean, typically when we say goal, I do well, you ask for 800. Why do you have to ask 700, 600? You just ask for 800. And then if it is like 720, no problem, just take it. You will not cry about it. And if it becomes 800, we will not raise our collar and then say that, oh, I'm so great, that's why I got 800. That's the difference. So always we can ask, we express our will, we can ask, because whatever we are getting is from Paramatma only. So even the person who has renounced, They are doing the duties. They have goals. Everybody has duties and goals. The difference between the one who has renounced and one who has not renounced, the one who has renounced is going to focus only on the duties, not on the desires. So the Nitya karma, Naimittika karma, and the Kamya karmas. So Nitya and Naimittika, daily and occasional duties are the ones that are prescribed for us, and we do them. Kamya karmas, we don't try to do them at all. I mean, this is not for me. So then we just renounce that. But let us say the one who has not given up the result is doing the same activities, the Nitya and Naimittika, and one who has given up the results, the one who has renounced or Tyagi, is also doing the Nitya and Naimittika. Now both of them will be getting results, right? So why is it that this says that, the confusing part is why they renounced do not get undesirable, desirable, or mixed result.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
they have to get some result. Okay. So then what is the inner meaning of this? So it can never be no result, right? Because there will be some result and it has to be better than, again, I'm sorry, going back. The reason why it is better than the other one is if we are giving up the, giving up that expectation on the result, right? Then we are going to ask for the best. I'll tell you why. Because if I'm capable of getting only, if I think I'm capable of getting only 700 out of 800, I'm just taking the test as an example because it's non-controversial. For our in our cases, there are so many things we can take, but they will become controversial. So so let us say I'm writing a test and I'm willing, I think I can do, my capability is to get 700. Then are we going to ask Paramatma 800? If our expectation is that whatever I get, I want to be happy with it, right? So if I already know that I'm going to get only 700, okay, typically we don't ask for 800 and then work hard for 800, and then we know that we cannot get that. And if I set a higher goal and have an expectation on that higher goal and I'm not able to get that, then I cry a lot, right? So for example, so cricket team, Indian cricket team, they were expected to win the World Cup. Everybody, said, oh, they will win the World Cup. They will win the World Cup. But they lost terribly. So everybody was so mad. I mean, they were crying and they were so mad. So if because so in that example is where you thought you will get the highest result, and then you asked for it. You set an expectation on the highest result, and you did not get the highest result, so were unhappy. Now, if I had known that, like for example, 1983, Indian team, cricket team, they had no expectations at all to win the World Cup. Okay. And nobody even asked for the, winning the World Cup. The reason is that if they had set an expectation, they know they are going to lose it, and we are going to cry about it. So nobody was, setting an expectation like that. Okay. Fortunately, they won the World Cup, but because they have not set the expectation, what happens is their effort. Anytime we don't set the proper expectation, our effort will be. Let's say if we don't set the expectation higher, our effort will not be higher. Our effort will be typically to the level that we want. Say, for example, I'm only expecting, 70% marks. Then I will read only 70% syllabus. or 80% syllabus. Because I'm saying, oh, it's only 70% I'm expecting. I'm happy. I will be happy if I get 70%. And because, anyway, I don't get it, or I don't care more than 70%. So I ask God 70%, and I study only for 70%. Now, with that, my effort became lower, and my result obviously is going to be lower. If I had not set my expectation as 70%, but set it as 100%, with the understanding that it is my goal, not that I'm going to cry when whatever result I'm going to get, then I would have set it as 100%. I would have studied for 100%. Now, if my capabilities are not high enough to get me 100%, fine. I will take whatever the result is. I will not cry about it. So because my effort was 100%, it is likely that I would be doing better than the other case if I had set the expectation only at 70%. Because I'm going to try for all, I'm going to cover all the subjects, all the 100% of the syllabus. And then it's very likely that I may get more. And so that's why the results are expected to be higher if we renounce the fruits of our actions. So in that case, then the statement says that they will not get the undesirable, desirable, or mixed results, right? So the result, so basically the reading between the lines is that there is a big explanation here, but it is not the result of that action that we see at that time. That is what Lord Krishna is saying. Okay, he's not talking about that. Okay, he is talking from there are two ways to understand that. One is the one who has not set the expectations, one who has not who has given up the fruits of actions. For that person, whatever may be the result that they get is neither undesirable nor desirable nor mixed, right? I mean, I'm let us say I'm playing a game and I did not I'm not playing a game. Let us take the same test example. So I don't have any expectations, but I know I did the job well. Okay, the result is 800. Okay, 800 out of 800. That means 100%. It is not going to. I mean, I said I'm going to give up the expectations, right? So no matter what the result is, it is not going to make me either happy or sad. So I have a mental balance when you look at that result. When so 800 will be exactly same as 600. 600, let us say, is a bad score. So it whatever score I get, it is neither undesirable nor desirable, and nor mixed also, right? Because I have given up the expectations on the results. I've given up the fruits of our actions. If you take it that way, whatever may be the result, it is neither undesirable, because I'm not going to hate it, nor not desirable. That means, like, I was having an expectation, I want it, and I got it, then it becomes desirable, right? I had a internally I'm going to, I opened the paper and I was expecting 750 out of 800, and I see 750 or more. It became desirable for me because that gave me happiness. So if I had no such expectations, then it is, no matter what the result is, it is 600 or 800, it is neither undesirable nor desirable, and it will not be mixed also. But for the person who has not renounced, if they had set an expectation and they wanted, there is an attachment to the result. Okay, this is my activity, my result. I need to enjoy this result. I will be able to enjoy only if I get 750. Now, if the score is less than 750, it became undesirable. I cried. If the score is more than 750, it became desirable. I'll become happy. Maybe if there is a range, I have a mixed result. Okay, I had a range. Then it is a mixed result for me. So for a person who has not given up the fruits of actions, for that person, it is the result will give them, desirable. They will feel it, that it is my desirable result for me or undesirable result. They will tear it and then throw it. Or for example, we expected somebody to come at 6 o'clock, and then the person did not turn up at 6 o'clock. Then it is an undesirable result, and then we shout. The person came up 4 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. We were not expecting. It's a mixed result because we were not prepared for that. But or exactly at 6 o'clock, it became desirable for me. I mean, it's everything is for a person who has not given up the fruits of actions. Everything is either undesirable, desirable, or mixed. So that is from the point of view of the result at that moment. Now, our scriptures also say for every action that we do, right, we are either increasing our karmic bondage or reducing our karmic bondage, right? So typically, whoever knows that we want to acquire the heaven, swarga. I mean, we want to go to higher world. People talk about, right? So I'm going to do a like charity activity or worship, these kind of things, because this gives me swarga. Swarga becomes my desirable result. Okay. So that is something that is happening not in this world. So if I do a charity work, the result is desirable result is swarga. Now, if I do some not so good work, then there is the result will be bad. But if I'm expecting that I'm going to get swarga, and I get swarga, I got the desirable result. The result is desirable to me. So getting the swarga is desirable result. Undesirable is going to naraka, hell, is undesirable because it's going to go through pain. And mixed result is both swarga and naraka for some time and come back and then experience some mixed results here, right? Sometimes happiness, sometimes sad. So that is a mixed result. So these results that we are talking about are afterlife. So the word here, pretya, after death, is from that context. So whenever we do any activity without giving up the results, fruits of actions, without giving up the fruits of our actions, then automatically we are acquiring karmic bondage. Okay. So one is a karmic bondage towards positive, the desirable thing. So we get the swarga. The other one is undesirable, we get naraka. Because everything that we do, we want it for ourselves. We are attached to it. We didn't give up the fruits of our actions. So either desirable, pure desirable result. Like for example, I'm doing the charity work. I want the result for me, right? Whatever is the result is not like somebody is giving certificate. You don't see anything immediately there. We we understand that charity work is going to give me punya. So that is a desirable result for us. So so when we do that activity, that punya got acquired immediately at that time, not like after death. So our punya points are added at that moment. I did a charity work, my 10 points added. But when are we going to get the result? The result is that punya will give us swarga for some time, right? But again, we have to come back. So if we do not give up the fruits of our actions, we are always in this samsara. We are always acquiring karmic bondage. We are coming back again to experience whatever karmas that we are doing, because the results of our karmas or the effects of our karmas that we are doing, we always come back and experience them. So we never get moksha. The one who has renounced, they will not get any of these results. That means they don't acquire any karmic bondage. So if you don't acquire any karmic bondage, you are on the path towards liberation. Okay. Acquiring karmic bondage will that gives us swarga, the punya, which gives us swarga. Acquiring papa, which gives us naraka, or the mixed result. Okay, papa and punya. So or there are certain things that we have to experience in the next life. If we acquire that, then we're always in this cycle only. Okay, so we should give up our fruits of our actions. We should become a tyagi. Then we will not acquire any of this, and we will be on the path towards liberation. I don't know if
Yes, sir. Yeah, much better, sir, today. Yes, we understood. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it is. There were some confusions, like, okay, you do some activity now, but your result is going to be, you will acquire something only after death. It's not acquiring happens immediately after performing the karma. Okay, and it is not the result that we are talking, like, I do my job well, or I take the test, I get the result, and both of them get the result. But something that is unseen, that is what is the result that Lord Krishna is talking about, which is getting acquired on added to our records, and it will affect us. So another reason is that a result that is attached to after death means it is not attached to the body, not attached to this life. That means something that stays across lives. That means it is attached to the Atma. Okay, whatever money we get, houses we have, cars we have, all the materialistic results are only for this particular life only. None of it comes with us. But these results that Lord Krishna is talking about are attached to ourselves, and then they come with us. They travel with us, or they show their effects. Not only in this life, but all the future lives, whatever may be the affected, desirable, undesirable, or mixed, will always come with us, irrespective of this body. That means that's why this after death is mentioned. If it is not after death, right, immediately we could say, oh, it must be the result that I experience now, right? By saying that it is after death, this is not, Lord Krishna is not talking about the result that we see now. He's talking about the result which is unseen. Okay, so that unseen result is our karmic bondage, papa and punya, those things. Okay. We'll move on to Sloka 13.
I can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sloka 13. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame Sankhye Krutante Proktani Siddhaye Sarvakarmanam. Jai Sriman Narayana, chapter 18, Sloka 13 summary. Lord Krishna said, O Arjuna, learn from me these 5 causes that are declared in recent conclusions of the Vedas for the accomplishment of all the works. Jai Sriman Narayana.
Jai Sriman Narayana. Any questions on this one? Okay. Yeah, we'll see the 5 causes in the next sloka. So move on to the next one. 14. Actually, 14 and 15 together are there. Yeah, if you can chant 14, 15.
Okay. You want me to continue, sir?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, Sloka 14. Adhishtanam thatha karta karanam cha prudhak vidham vividhascha prudhak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam.
Okay, you can chant 15 also.
Okay. Sarira vang mano bhiryat karma prarabhate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchaite tasya hetavaha.
Okay.
Jai Sriman Narayana, chapter 18, Sloka 14 and 15 summary. Lord Krishna said, body, Atma that is attached to the 3 gunas, different kinds of organs of action, various distinct 5 vital forces, panchapranas, and the 5th is the God. Whatever work one starts to perform with body, speech, or mind, as prescribed or not prescribed in scriptures, these 5 are the causes of this work. When we do any...
we can stop
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Jai Sriman Narayana.
Jai Sriman Narayana. Any questions on this?
This is where, and I think I can have a question.
Sure.
This page, if you look at the second, Atma is to be said to be responsible for experiencing the pleasure of gain in the middle of the para, actually. Atma is said to be responsible for experiencing the. So when Atma itself is not tainted, I mean, we read this before, right? First chapter. So Atma, will it have been happy and those kind of things? I mean, Atma itself?
It is responsible. I mean, if Atma is not there, the body cannot experience anything.
Okay, so responsible. Okay. So it's not. So Atma itself is not experiencing. That's what. So that, right?
I think we learned it was influenced by the Prakriti.
Prakriti, yeah. That's what I learned. Yeah, I agree.
So Prakriti is said to be responsible for the actions of the body and senses. Atma is said to be responsible for experiencing of pleasure and pain. Without Atma, then body cannot experience pleasure or pain. Okay.
So we're not saying Atma is experiencing, right? That's not what we're saying. Atma is said to be responsible for experiencing.
Yeah.
The body is experiencing the pleasure or pain, right?
Yeah, that is right. Body is experiencing the pleasure or pain, but it is experiencing because of the presence of Atma in it. So Atma is responsible for body to experience the pleasure or pain.
And Prakriti, the agent, right? That is doing, along with the gunas, acting in the gunas. on the body.
Yep. So our body is doing the action. I mean, this is like a very short way of saying, yeah, Atma is one of the causes, right?
Yeah.
Now, very short way of saying that. Look, why is it one of the causes? Is obviously Atma. Without Atma being in the body, then body cannot work, right? But Atma by itself is not making the body to act. Okay, it's the Prakriti, the material nature, because of the three gunas, that is what is responsible for our body to act. Okay, so Atma by itself is pure. I mean, it doesn't, it does not have any of the gunas, right? It is, it's a nature that has the three gunas, and based on the three gunas that we act. So, for example, if one person is Rajasic, and then something didn't work out as they are expecting, the Rajasic person will immediately shout, right, and then or be very angry, or all that, right? So that is the Rajasic guna that is acting. It is not like the Atma was different in that person compared to any other person. So because of the guna, the body is acting that way. But unless the Atma was there, that body would not even move, right? Won't feel a thing. So Atma is enabling the body to function, but the body is reacting based on the gunas. So we feel hungry. Who is feeling hungry? Is Atma feeling hungry or body?
Body.
Body is feeling hungry. Now, we eat something very spicy, and we are, or typical example, right? Somebody taking alcoholic drinks, for example, then they're tamasic. So the body is, they're not able to control their body. They're not able to speak properly, walk properly, and all that. It's not that Atma somehow decided not to do that, right? So it is because what they ate that immediately affected the body. And so body is functioning that way because of the guna of what they acquired from the nature, right? So, or if the body is in in a desert, for example, very hot sun, no water, right? When body is whatever is the actions of the body is based on that, what they're acquiring from that nature at that moment. Okay, and there are certain things that we acquire from our previous lives, right? We have vasanas from previous lives. We learned that. So those actually give us the reactions without even our thinking. For example, there are two kids in the same family. It's not necessary that both of them will like the same things just because the parents like, right? One person may like hot, another person may like cold. One person may like spicy, another person may like less spicy. So where is that coming from? And because they're all exactly same, they're brought up together exactly same, and so there are certain vasanas that we bring with us from our previous lives. Those will act on us. So based on that, we will create our likings, dislikings, all that we learned earlier.
Yeah.
So in short, all those things have nothing to do with Atma. Atma by itself is pure and doesn't have any of the gunas. So it is what we acquire in this body, or what we carry with our Atma, from one body to another body that determines how we react to things.
Yeah, I understand.
So this Atma, right, is the reason. I mean, this is one very good sloka where it says that there is Atma, which is different from Paramatma. Okay,
Yeah.
so there are some confusions like, are we Paramatma by ourselves and all that. There is, I mean, we don't want to go into all the details, but there are several places in Bhagavad Gita where it is very, very clear that we are Atma, distinct from Paramatma, and we are different from body as well. Atma is different from body, and we are not same as Paramatma. And each Atma, all of us are distinct, but we are all equal. The equal part will come in the next few slokas. So it was in all that 13th chapter and several other places it is mentioned.
Yeah.
So Atma is, so body obviously is doing the work. Okay, so that is one of the causes. Now, Atma is needed for the body to function. Without that, body is dead body, doesn't work. And then we have karmendriyas and manas, for doing the work. Obviously, the indriyas are needed, right? So if somebody doesn't have, say, for example, hands or legs, they cannot do the activity related to the hands or legs. So they have body in general, like they have body. Now, they may have hands or legs to see, right? But let us say the karmendriya is not functioning properly, then the hand will not move or leg will not move, right? So we kind of always think that what we see, right? As soon as, oh, I can see a hand or leg, it should function, we think, but it doesn't. The indriya part is what, so the body is different. Body, yeah, you can see a hand or a leg, but if the karmendriya is not functioning, then the leg will not move or hand will not move, okay, or will not move as we expect. So in order for us to do any action, that karmendriya should function, not that physical body should exist. Of course, if physical body also, if somebody doesn't even have a leg to start with, then they cannot even walk itself. But if they have a leg, but the karmendriya is not functioning, the leg will not move. So we need that to act. That is different from Atma again. We are willing to move our leg. Okay, the Atma wills to do a particular activity, but if the body does not have the leg or the karmendriya of leg is not working, then the work will not happen. And then we need the five vital forces, pancha pranas. None of these are actually in our hands. And this knowledge is very eye-opening. We kind of think, oh, okay, I can do, I have body, it's functioning, I can do everything. But we need all these internal organs to work properly. And unfortunately, we have no control on any of the internal organs, how they function. The heart, lungs, and nervous system, skeletal system, muscular system, none of it is in our hands. Okay, so only Paramatma is the one who is behind doing everything for us every second. Because even if you think, oh, I'm eating food, but we don't know how to digest the food. I think I can breathe. Okay, I have the will to breathe, but Then I will not be able to breathe if the pranas are not functioning properly. So yeah, body is there, indriyas are there, atma is there, but the pranas won't work. Then will not be able to function. Then finally, God is, Lord Krishna himself said, I'm the inner ruler, main cause of any action. Just looking at so Daivam, right? So Paramatma, who is inner ruler, we could, Devatas, if you treat this as Devatas, right? The natural forces which are helping us. God is present in all those Devatas who are supporting us. Okay. So there is Paramatma. Paramatma is there everywhere, right? In our Atma as well. Supporting our Atma is there in our body, supporting us. But in order for us to act, we need not just our body. We can, if we expand it, right? Expand it a little further. We didn't cover that in the previous session, but we need support from the nature as well. Okay, so here purely this particular sloka, of course, is talking about body only, and within the body we have all these components. Those are needed for us to work, but we also need the support from devatas also, in natural forces, in order for us to work. So and even they are supported by God. So then there also God is the fifth reason. We don't have to see them as a separate thing. They are all part of God only. So that's why fifth reason, God is the most important. He is within us and all around us so that we can work, right? Isn't it like, if we have everything, all these are working fine, but it's raining heavily, or there's hurricane, or there's earthquake, or some other thing going on, then again we will not be able to will not be able to work, right? And for any work to happen, one is us, these five are needed, and then we are part of the nature, so the nature is also need to support us to do the work, and that nature is also Paramatma only, because the entire nature is God's universal body. So again, that's why God is, if you say God, then everything is covered. So Atma is different from Paramatma, distinct from Paramatma. And, in pure form, Atma is equivalent to Paramatma, not same. Not, will not merge into Paramatma. It is distinct, but equivalent to Paramatma when it is in the moksha state. If it is, all of us who are now not in the moksha state, in our pure form, we are still equivalent to Paramatma, but we are having those impurities around us, like the karmic bondages and around us, and all the attachment to the gunas that we have. So our Atma, we are not able to, we are not able to do the same things that we could do if we don't have any restriction. Unfortunately, we're restricted by the body that we have and all the karmic bondage that we are carrying. So we will not be, we are always restricted. So we'll not be equivalent to Paramatma in this state. But when we reach the moksha state, we become equivalent to Paramatma, not going into Paramatma, but we will become equivalent. And we will be able to serve Paramatma with no restrictions at all. Right. So when typically we missed, we only think our body is needed for us to work. And when we are able to work, we say, I did it. And when I say I did it, I associate only with my body. Lord Krishna is saying that is incorrect. So we need 5 things in order for anything to work. Okay. And we are not actually body. We are Atma. So Atma is one of them, but the other 4 are needed. And the God is the most important principal reason why we are able to work, because he's supporting everything. So when a result comes, we should not be attaching ourselves to that result. It is my result for me to enjoy. I got the result myself. With this work, which is my work, I was able to do it by myself. Okay. So with that, if we do it, then we get attached to it, because we are trying to acquire something. Even though something is not ours, we are saying this is mine. So we are actually getting that karmic bondage, right? That is like if typically if you something doesn't belong to us and we claim it is mine, right? Yeah, we will be, nobody's punishing, because God doesn't come and say, hey, you cannot take it, right? He'll say, okay, take it. But the thing is, unfortunately, because of our ignorance, we are acquiring that karmic bondage, which is in the form of desirable, undesirable, or mixed results. So if we give up the fruits of our actions, because we are not the ones who are doing it, right? I am the doer, this is my work, and these are my results for me to enjoy. If we give those things up, then we are not going to acquire anything. And still, we can use the same results as we wish, but we will not get any karmic bondage. Okay. We'll move on to 16 sloka.
I can do it, Anna.
Sure.
Sloka 16. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyatya kruta buddhitvat na pashyati sadurmatihi. Jai Shri Manara. Chapter 18, Sloka 16 summary. Lord Krishna said, but such being the case, whoever sees self alone as a doer, that person who has perverse mind does not see all the causes of work due to undeveloped intellect. Jai Shri Manara.
Jai Shri Manara. Right. So when there are 5 causes, we are saying that I alone am the cause.
Yeah.
Self alone is the doer. And that's why this is my work, and then this is my result that derives from that. That would be incorrect. So they have perverse mind, because they have undeveloped intellect. It's very, both are linked together. So we haven't covered that completely in the last session. So basically, one who does not know the 5 causes, right? They don't have developed intellect. They're not able to reason. Reasoning faculty is intellect, right? They, I mean, if you simply, if, like somebody says, oh, I did it. How did you do it? Okay, I was able to build something by myself. The next question is, what happens if your heart is not working at that moment? I said, no, I wouldn't have been able to do. Now, did you do anything to make your heart work? No. Did you even remember to breathe? No. Then how are you able to do it? So somebody actually helped you breathe. Somebody made your heart to beat. Somebody gave you the energy. Did you know how to convert your food to energy? No. We don't know anything. Did you know how to think properly? No. I mean, how did it, how is a child even able to speak without knowing anything? We all those are mysteries for us, right? They happen automatically. Heartbeats automatically, but it doesn't happen, for hundreds of years. For a particular period of time, it is we are able to breathe. Your heart is working. So there must be some other force, something else that is causing our body to function without our knowledge. Even if I had not known that there is a heart existing, liver existing, or lungs existing in my body, still it would have worked fine, right? If I don't know the components of a computer, then I cannot do anything with it, right? In order for me to work on computer, I need to know everything that exists in the computer. But we got this complex system, we don't know anything about it, but still it is working. I'm not doing anything to make it function, except putting some, junk in my body. Somehow it gets converted to energy. Somehow it's working. Even if I don't eat, the heart still functions. So I don't know how it functions. So then definitely there must be somebody else who is supporting and then doing the work, enabling us to do the work. So it's not you alone who did the work, right? If a fan is working, it's working because of electricity. If electricity is not there, then it will not work. So fan cannot claim I did it alone. I was blowing the air alone, right? But unfortunately, we are doing that. So if someone who has good intellect, they will be able to understand. But some people who have undeveloped intellect, they will not be, they don't know. And because intellect controls the mind. So it's typically, right? And that's the order. So if mind, so basically what happens is mind will not accept the reality. They will say, I'm the doer. So if you try to tell those people, right, this is the reality, then they willfully turn away from recognizing the reality, persist in believing in whatever comes to their mind, even if it is wrong. They start arguing, right? Do not realize their lack of knowledge. They don't, and they reject any attempt by wise to correct them or give them good knowledge. So unfortunately, one who has undeveloped intellect and perverse mind, there's no way to correct them by ourselves. They will be able to always argue back. So it's better we just leave them alone, and they will think that they have done by themselves, and they will acquire the karmic bondage. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. Any questions on this? Now we'll move to 17th sloka. Who will chant 17?
I can do it, Andy.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sloka 17. Yasya naham kruto bhavo buddhiryasya na lipyate atvapi sa iman lokan nahanti na nibadhyate. Jai Shri Manarayana. Chapter 18, Sloka 17 summary. Lord Krishna said, whose notion is not, I am the doer, whose intellect related to karma is not tainted, that person is not considered as killer even after killing these men in the battlefield. And that person is not bound by those actions. Jai Shri Manarayana.
Jai Shri Manarayana. So here are some references to Arjuna's concerns, right? He raised a concern that he will be acquiring sin if he kills these people, Dhritarashtra's sons and all his, all the supporters. And, he's saying that Arjuna is saying that with the greed for kingdom and its pleasures, we are attempting to kill our own kith and kin, and we have resolved to commit a great sin. So basically what he's saying is that by doing that activity, by participating in the war, we are going to acquire a lot of sin. And Lord Krishna is saying that even if you fight, as long as you have the tyaga, if you have the notion that I'm not the doer, and if your intellect is not tainted, okay, so you will, this is tainted means you will not have attachment to the result and to the work. If you don't have the attachments and if you don't have the kartrutva bhava, then you will not acquire sins. So he's saying that go ahead and do your duty with tyaga. So how we do the duty, is going to acquire us sin or not acquire us sin. And unfortunately, even if it is a very, normal action like cooking food or, doing our job, we're not doing anything unlawful, not hurting anybody. But if you don't do it with the tyaga nature, then we are acquiring sins. If we don't do those 5 pancha mahayajnas that we discussed, we are acquiring sins. So we're simply following everything normally, like living our life to the best of our abilities, lawful, with all good intentions, we still keep acquiring. But someone like Arjuna, if it is his duty to, like quote unquote, like hurt somebody, right, in the war, still they won't get any karmic bondage if it is their duty, first of all, prescribed duty, and they do it as a phalatyaga, sangatyaga, and kartrutva tyaga. If they do that, then no problem. And this sloka is chapter 11, he said, all these who are unrighteous are killed earlier by me already. Lord Krishna had already said that they are killed. That means, of course, they are not physically not killed. When he said that, he's saying that he sanctioned their. It's certain that they are going to die, and it is the he sanctioned it. He approved it. Okay, so just we just have to become an instrument and do the activity. As long as we do it as that, then we don't acquire. But if I think that I am the one who is going to kill these people, I am going to enjoy the result by myself, then we acquire. Even though Lord Krishna had approved that those unrighteous men be killed in the war, but if Arjuna had not given up the the fruits of actions, then he would have acquired the sins. So basically here when Arjuna said this, he did not have the concept of Tyaga at all. That the concept of Karma Yoga was not clear for Arjuna. So that's why he was always thinking, oh my God, if I do these kind of things, they will be hurt, and then I'm going to acquire sins. But having a Karma Yoga concept, we'll understand that even if the other person is hurt, as long as it is my duty and do it properly, then no problem. Even if the other person is not hurt, even if I'm feeding that person, okay, I'm helping that person, but if I'm doing it with attachment, I'm doing it, then I'm going to acquire sin. So that's a great learning that we have from this. Any questions on it? Okay, so we'll start the Sloka 18 today. How do we clear these annotations? One second. Clear annotation, clear all drawings. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the prayer. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. Let's start with Sloka 18 today. Please chant. Jnanam Gneyam Parignata.
Jnanam Gneyam Parignata
Trividha Karma Chodana.
Trividha
Trividha Karma Chodana
Karanam Karma Karteti.
Karanam Karma
Karanam Karma
Karteti.
Karteti
Trividha Karma Sangraha.
Trividha
Trividha
Karma
Karma
Sangraha.
Sangraha.
Let's chant together.
Jnanam
Jnanam
Gneyam
Gneyam
Parignata
Trividha
Trividha Karma
Chodana
Chodana
Karanam
Karanam
Karma
Karma
Karteti
Karteti
Trividha
Trividha Karma Sangraha.
Sangraha.
So we are so far we learned that we have to do our actions or work with tyaga, not any work, but it has to be prescribed work, which is not driven out of desires. It's not it is nitya karma or naimittika karma, not kamya karma. Okay, nitya karmas, naimittika karmas are daily and occasional duties that we have as per the whatever state we are in. Whatever birth that we are in right now, whatever state we are in. The state means not in the geographical state. Today I'm married, having family, having children. I have certain responsibilities to myself, my family, my society in a particular way. So based on that, I have certain duties. So I need to perform those duties. And I also need to perform the Panchamahayajnas. Now, all that work I have to do with Tyaga, right? So I should not be thinking I am the doer. This is my work that produced the result. I alone did this work. I should not have that. And I should not have expectations on the result. I have to give up the fruits of my actions and accept the results as blessings from Paramatma. No matter whatever it is, those results I should accept. I can enjoy it, whatever, enjoy it in the sense I can experience it as blessings from Paramatma. So we're all talking about the work, right? So Lord Krishna is going deeper into the work now, components of work. So in order to do any work, there are two things that are needed, right? One is the knowledge. The other one is activity, isn't it? At a very high level, we need the knowledge to perform the actions, and somebody has to do the action. So from the knowledge perspective, there are three things. One is jnanam, second is jnayam, and parijnata. Jnanam is the knowledge about the work to be performed. Jnayam is the object of that knowledge, the work itself. What this knowledge talks about is about the work. So that work, the knowledge of the work. And then the third is parijnata, and one who knows that knowledge. So from the knowledge perspective, we need one person who knows the knowledge about the work and the work itself. So these three are components of knowledge related to work. Now, there are, so he's saying that that is karma chodana. In order to, that motivates us to do the work. Like if I don't even have the knowledge, there is no person with with the knowledge. I don't know about the activity. I don't do that activity, right? I mean, nothing motivates me to do the activity unless I have the knowledge. I'm not motivated to do it. I don't get that stimulus to do it. Okay, only when I have the knowledge, then I get the stimulus. So these are the three components of that stimulus, or the motive for doing any action. Now there are three, for the work itself, for the jnayam, which is the work itself, there are three components again. Three components are karanam. Karanam is all the material that is needed to perform that action, perform that work. Just the knowledge is not going to make the work happen, right? We need some material. We have to use some material. Like if I want to build a table, I need all these wooden planks and all the screws and everything and the tools needed. So all the material and the instruments that are needed, and not only the the material related to the table. I need my hands to do the work and all that, right? So, what means of doing the work or karanam, the instruments. Then the second is the karma itself, the work itself. I need to perform that work. Okay, that is another component. And the third is the karta, one who is actually doing the work. So in this way, iti trividhaha karma sangraha. In very short, it's a short description of the components of the work. Components of work, like the work itself, and the material used for doing the work, and somebody doing the work. So those are the three components. Okay, so little bit theoretical, but it is going to be helpful later in the next few slokas. Any questions on this? No. Okay. Sloka
So
19.
he separated knower from the what is that? From the karta, right? I think.
Yeah. I mean, from the aspect of the knowledge, we need the person who knows it. Right?
Yeah.
And from the aspect of the work, we need a person who has to work.
Who is doing the work? Yeah.
Right. Usually, I mean, that's what comes later, right?
Okay.
The person who is doing the work need to have the knowledge.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not like they are too disconnected.
Yeah.
So knower is same as the karta.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why from the perspective of the knowledge, we have three components. The knowledge which drives up somebody to, I mean, at a very high level, why are we doing the work? Like, why are we even, studying Bhagavad Gita, for example, right? We have that knowledge that Bhagavad Gita helps me, in this life and future lives. So that motivated me, that stimulated me, or gave me impetus to work on it, right? So if that knowledge is not there, that's a problem with a lot of people, right? They don't have that knowledge. They don't, even if they come across Bhagavad Gita, they don't do it. So knowledge is the one that is stimulating somebody to do the work. Okay, and there are three components of that knowledge, right? We need a person who knows the knowledge itself, and the actual work, knowledge of the work, right? So then from the that is only like knowledge. It's still not converted to the activity. For the activity, when it is happening, you have the material and you have the work, and then somebody who is doing the work. Right? So so those are the three components of work. Now he's going to go further into that. Sloka 19. Jnanam karma cha karta cha.
Jnanam karma cha karta cha.
Tridhaiva guna bhedataha.
Tridhaiva guna bhedataha.
Prochyate guna sankhyane.
Prochyate guna sankhyane.
Yadhavat shrunutanyapi.
Yadhavat shrunutanyapi.
Let's chant together. Jnanam
Jnanam
karma
karma cha karta cha.
Tridhaiva
Tridhaiva guna bhedataha. Prochyate guna sankhyaane. Yathavat shrunutanyaphi.
So we are trying to, go deeper into understanding, in at a very high level, right? Like, how do I do my work? That is a fundamental goal. Like, what should I do to do my work properly? If I don't do it right, I'm going to acquire this karmic bondage. I'm not going to be on path towards liberation. So what kind of work I need to do, how I need to do the work is what we are trying to learn. And Lord Krishna is going to give us that detail. Okay, very methodical way and analytical way of presenting it. Wonderful. So in order for us to do the work, right? So there are three components, main components. Okay. First is a jnanam. Okay, knowledge about the duties, about the work. Okay. The second is karma, the work that must be performed. And karta is the performer, the actor. If we have, these are the three components for work. One is we need to have the knowledge and then use that knowledge, do the work. Work doesn't happen by itself, the person who is doing the work. What kind of knowledge I need to have? What kind of work and how I need to do the work? And how the performer, the actor need to work. We'll learn more. So these three, tridha eva guna bhedataha. So they are threefold, or they are of three kinds. Jnanam is three kinds, karma is three kinds, and karta is three kinds. Okay, just like how we learned earlier, like food is of three kinds. For example, sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food, isn't it? So like that, there is sattvic jnanam, rajasic jnanam, and tamasic jnanam. Sattvic karma, like that, we will know right now. So so we will. These are threefold as per the differences, guna bhedataha, as per the differences based on the gunas. Okay, where is it explained? Prochete guna sankhyane. It is explained in in the scriptures where it is enumerating the effects of the gunas. Okay, so basically wherever they had discussion about the gunas, okay, that is where it is explained that based on the gunas, these are threefold each. Okay, and Lord Krishna is saying, Srunu tani yadha. So basically, listen about them. Okay, Srunu is a command he's giving to Arjuna, to all of us. Listen, okay, tani, about these I'm going to talk about, and yadhavat, okay, I'm going to tell exactly as they are. Okay, so that's what Lord Krishna is saying. So of course, whatever he says is according to scriptures. Okay, but again he's reiterating that I'm telling exactly as they are, not something that he's making up at that moment, right, to just to convince Arjuna or something like that. This is how it is documented, and that is the true nature of these three. So I'm going to explain about them. Okay, so what are the three? Knowledge, the work, or you can call it as act or actions, and then the third is karta, the actor, or performer, actor. So each of them is divided into three. So let us go into...
Based on the gunas, right? Based on the gunas they have been, that's what he's saying.
Yeah. Yes. As per the differences, based on the gunas. Okay. So there's a difference. We'll I think once we'll go through one example, then it will be clear. So Jnanam is of 3 kinds. Let us look at that.
Sloka.
Okay. Sloka 20. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam.
Sarvabhuteshu enaikam.
Bhavamavyayamikshate.
Bhavamavyayamikshate.
Avibhaktam vibhakteshu.
Avibhaktam vibhakteshu.
Tadjnanam vidhi satvikam.
Tadjnanam vidhi satvikam.
Let's chant together.
Sarvabhuteshu enaikam. Bhavamavyayamikshate. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu. Tadjnanam vidhi satvikam.
So, Lord Krishna is talking about Tat Jnanam Vidhi Satvikam. Know that Jnanam as Satvik. Okay, what is Satvik Jnanam? Satvik Jnanam is Sarva Bhuteshu Sarva Bhuteshu Ekam Bhavam Avyayam Ikshate. Okay. Sarva Bhuteshu came many times. We understand in all beings. Okay. Okay. Actually, there's no separation here. Yena is one word. Okay. Yena is by which. Okay. By which knowledge? That knowledge by which one sees, ikshate is one sees, ekam bhavam. Ekam bhavam, ekam is one, bhavam is nature, which is avyayam. Avyayam is indestructible, immutable, unchanging. We all, this came several times. So that knowledge is sattvic. If that knowledge is telling us, okay, if that knowledge says that or by having that knowledge, one sees that there is one nature, okay, that is indestructible in all beings. Okay, that is sattvic. So what is what is the significance here? In all beings, that means we see all of them are different, right? They are different bodies. All these bodies are destructible. They are different and destructible, isn't it? They're changing always. In all these bodies, there is something that is one, which is indestructible, which is unchanging, which is immutable. Okay. So what is that?
This is Sattva-jnana.
Yeah, what is that which is unchanging in all the bodies?
Atma.
That is Atma, right?
Atma.
So Atma, so that there is one nature, Atma, in all bodies. So each body which is destructible,
Mm.
but there is something one in it.
Mm.
Okay, there's something in it which is indestructible.
Mm.
Lord Krishna said, Atma, now it is very easy for us, 18th chapter. So we know that Atma is indestructible. We always talk about, going from one life to another life to another life. So many we have discussed, right?
Mm.
And why we take births, we discussed, and what is needed for us to get liberation, we discussed all that. So we are talking beyond this life, beyond this body, which is destructible. There's something that is within this body, which is not getting destroyed when this body is destroyed, not getting changed when this body changes. Okay.
Mm.
So that is the Atma nature. Atma, that is Atma. Now, there is, in all beings, there is Atma. Okay. That nature of the Atma is same in all beings. Okay.
So
So
is it saying like one is seeing indestructible Atma in everybody is one quality, and also it's a same knowledge that everybody having. That what this sloka
yes,
saying?
the
Okay.
Atma in each body,
Mhm.
Atma, there's one Atma in every in one body, another Atma in another body, like that, right?
Mhm.
All these Atmas have the same nature.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, they're not one.
Mhm.
One nature.
Mhm.
I mean, every word is very, very
Important.
critical here.
Yeah. Mm.
So nowhere Lord Krishna said, I'm, you are me, I'm you, like that. I mean, it's not. He always said, you, I separately, are these, all these people, like that. Everybody is going from one life to another life, carrying certain things with them, and somebody's getting the result, somebody's not getting the result. It's not like there's a mixture anywhere. Like this Atma, in this body is unique and distinct. It is not going to carry anybody else's karmic bondage. Okay, there's no mixture anywhere. Okay.
But if Atma in its pure form, right? It's the same like the Atma in me and you in pure form is same. That's
Yeah,
what
but they're
Natasha.
distinct.
They're distinct because of the other factors.
Yeah, so it is just like like you take a rice bag.
Mm.
Okay, you say rice is there, but
The
each
base
is a
not
rice
there.
grain which looks
Mm.
exactly same as another grain, which has same nature, same qualities as everything else. Okay, but
Yeah.
they are not same,
Right.
isn't it? So
Yeah.
each
Very
grain
nice
is
example, sir. We can understand that example.
Yeah, you already gave it. Sorry. Yeah, earlier also you gave this example.
I mean, I know we go into the semantics, like, but this is where certain differences are in understanding, interpretations are there, right? This one nature, is it Paramatma or Atma? Is the question that a lot of people get. Okay, the one nature is Atma. Okay, it is not one in all bodies. It is having same nature, one nature. Okay. Okay, it is not one. Okay, so that characteristics, it has some characteristics. Every Atma has the same characteristics. Okay, but it is not one in number. Now this Atma is there, which is indestructible in all beings, is if I have this knowledge, okay, then that knowledge is sattvic. If the knowledge is telling me, if let us say I have some knowledge, I don't know, okay, if my knowledge is telling me that there is Atma in every body, okay, there is a unique and distinct Atma in every body, unique from the point of view of distinction, not by characteristic. I mean, the same characteristics are there. Like, the knowledge is the quality of the Atma is knowledge. And in pure form, all Atmas have the same knowledge, equivalent to Paramatma. But of course, they are all suppressed because of the karmic bondage and because of these bodies. Like you put the same bulb, right, which is turned on, say 20-watt bulb, and you put that bulb in a glass box, it the light comes out, right? But if you put it in a cardboard box, the light never comes out. Doesn't mean that there is no bulb there in the cardboard box. Doesn't mean that it is not illuminating. It has the ability to illuminate. But outside the box, there's no use because there's no light coming out, right? For all of us, we have different, imagine there is a different covering on our Atma, the boxes, okay? Our Atmas are placed in a box, okay? That box is having certain characteristics. Those are carried along with that Atma, getting added and subtracted each and every moment. That's what Lord Krishna talked about. Desirable, undesirable, and mixed results are getting added every time, right? We are getting attached to the gunas. So those are all getting accumulated there. Now, when when this body is no longer usable, then imagine that small box which contains the Atma will be carried and put in some other body. Okay, not the pure Atma goes. Okay, Atma goes along with that box. Okay, but still it is unique, distinct Atma that is going from one body to another body. And this Atma is not getting corrupted with other karmic bondages and things like that. Like somebody else somewhere did something, I'm not going to get more karmic bondage or reduce karmic bondage, right? So whatever I'm doing, that is what is getting accumulated. Whatever experiences that I'm having, my decisions, right, my will, how I'm doing the activities, all that is affecting me. No, not affecting anybody. Okay, if somebody is saying something, and I don't have to care actually, because nothing affects me. So unfortunately, we think, oh, I'm getting affected by it. Nothing affects us. Okay, just whatever our actions will only affect us. Whatever somebody does will never affect us. Unfortunately, we get attached to those things, and we become agitated or angry or things like that. Then that will give us more karmic bondage, not that somebody is saying something to us. Anyway, so that if my knowledge is telling me that there is an Atma in every body, that is unique. That is one in nature. All Atmas are equal in nature. Then that knowledge is sattvic.
So
Okay?
still that pure nature cannot be same as Paramatma, right? Still, even though, I mean,
it is not Paramatma. It is Atma only.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that is where the confusion or the other interpretations. That pure Atma is the body of Paramatma. So Paramatma resides in that Atma also. So Lord Krishna said, I have two natures. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Like Jiva and the material nature, Jiva nature, material nature. I mix both of them. I reside in both of them. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So they are my bodies. I mean, all of them put together will become one body, of course. But each is a body part. Okay. Just like I have my hands, the entire thing is a body. But in each body, I have fingers, hands, legs, and all these things. Right? They are body parts. But put all of them together, if you put together, they become one body. But one body doesn't mean there's only one. There is a lot of things in this body. So same way, the entire nature is Lord's body. Now, this nature comprises of multiple components, different bodies. Every being is a part of it. So all these bodies, physical bodies that we see and Atmas that we don't see, everything is a body for Paramatma. Is a body part for Paramatma. So everything becomes a body. If you put all of them together, it becomes a body for Paramatma. So if somebody asks, what is Lord's form? The easiest answer is universe. Because he's there and everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yeah.
So if what is my form? This body. The answer is simple. So you don't have to search. Like where is Varaprasad? Then you will say, oh, here it is, right? Because I am residing in this body. Now, where is Paramatma? Is residing in the entire universe. So the entire universe is his form. But of course, it is difficult to accept and all that and all. So we have these 5 forms of Paramatma and all that we learn. So we chose, because it is difficult to focus, concentrate if it is such a big thing, right? So then we focus using a idol, deity. So we choose a deity form and pray to Paramatma. It doesn't mean that Paramatma is only in the deity form. Is their entire universe. So that is Antaryami form. So Antaryami is as Antaryami for the entire universe. So the universe is his body. So if you want to say show me where God exists, you show anywhere he's there. So that's what Prahalada said.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the first one. And then Avibhaktam Vibhakteshu. So Avibhaktam is indivisible. Okay. Avibhaktam. You cannot differentiate. You cannot split and differentiate. Okay. In Vibhakteshu. So Vibhakteshu is 7th Vibhakti. So in the Vibhakta means in the divisible forms. So this is again confusing, right? So all these beings are not looking exactly same, right? They have different, like all of us are different beings, even if you take in Manushya itself, there are 4 classes, right? But all beings have different bodies with different bodily characteristics. Now, so that's why in all these different characteristic bodies, okay, even somebody like 2 twins exactly looking the same, they are 2 different people, right? So they are differentiated, distinguished, or divisible, isn't it? You can divide this entire nature into like millions of millions of beings, billions of beings. Now, in them is Avibhaktam, is indivisible. Indivisible means it's not like you can cut it. Okay, you cannot cut it. That is one for sure. But when you're talking about the entire universe as divided things, in all of them, you have something, one nature in them which you cannot divide. You cannot separate them out. Okay? That means you cannot identify one being different from another. It doesn't mean that you can't, I mean, it doesn't mean that there are many. Okay? I mean, just take the rice example, right? So you have millions of rice grains. Can you really separate them out? I mean, can you say, like, I will show you the rice grains, in my palm, and then, they're in order, right? And then I mix them like that. And then I'll show you again. And then I'll say, okay, pick the rice grain which was in the first position before mixing. Can you do it? You cannot, right? You cannot differentiate. You cannot. So you cannot divide them saying that this is a, so basically we all have different characteristics. Very easy to say, like, some are white, some are say brown, some are black. Okay. The Atmas in them cannot be differentiated like that. So the white person has the same nature of the Atma. The black person has the same nature Atma, and the brown person also has same nature Atma. Now they all have the same. All these Atmas, which have that nature, whatever nature the same, is same in a bird, is same in a snake, is same in a tree, same. So you can. So once you put them together, let us say, you cannot divide it like the way you were able to divide the bodies. That is why they are indivisible. You cannot differentiate. You cannot separate them out, saying this is the Atma of a white person, this is the Atma of a black person, this is the Atma of a bird, this is the Atma of a snake, this is the Atma of a mountain. You cannot say that. So you cannot divide it like that. If my knowledge is saying that, then it is sattvic knowledge. I mean, the same concepts that we learned earlier, right? All this is not new concept about the Atma, right? But it is presented that if my knowledge is saying this is sattvic. Sattvic is according to scriptures, right? Which is right, which is what I need to develop. I need to have that, which will take me to the higher level. So this knowledge, if I have, will make me sattvic, will make me go to a next level, higher level, right? So it will not take me down. So whatever state I'm in, I mean, whatever situation, position that I'm in with, X amount of karmic bondage, having this kind of a human form, from there, if I have this knowledge, I will be going upwards. I will be acquiring more sattvic gunas only, and I will be going to a state where I will be able to take a future birth, which is going to be better than what I have. So it is not going to take me down, this particular knowledge. So that's why it is sattvic. You can, we can treat it that way. Of course, he defined it as sattvic. So we'll quickly go through the Rajasic and Tamasic if it is okay.
Yes, sir.
That way you can complete this one. So 21, Sloka 21. Pruthatvena tu yajnanam.
Pruthatvena tu yadganam.
Nana bhavan pruthaktvidan.
Nana bhavan pruthaktvidhan.
Vetti sarveshu bhuteshu.
Veti
Veti
sarveshu
sarveshu
bhuteshu
bhuteshu
Tadjnanam vidhi rajasam.
Tadjnanam vidhi
Tadjnanam
rajasam.
vidhi rajasam.
Chant together. Pruthak
Pruthaktvena tu yajnanam
Jnanam
nana
nana
bhavan
bhavan pruthakvidhan
Veti
veti
sarveshu
sarveshu bhuteshu
Tadjnanam vidhi
tadjnanam
rajasam.
vidhi rajasam.
Rajasam. So what is he's saying? Tat jnanam vidhi rajasam. Know that jnanam as rajasic or rajasam jnanam. What is that? Yat jnanam. Tu means what is different from that is told earlier. So that's why. But yat jnanam, whatever jnanam. So the keywords here are pruthatvena nana bhavan pruthakvidhan. Okay. So now if my jnana, if my knowledge is telling me, okay, that because it is all these beings, right? Sarveshu bhuteshu, in all these beings, because they are all different classes of bodies, different forms of bodies in this universe. Because of that, or by that, if it tells me nana bhavan pruthakvidhan, there is multiple different nature things in it. Okay, I mean, thing he did not say. So nana, there he said ekam bhavam. In the previous slokam, he said ekam bhavam. Now, so one nature. Now he said nana bhavan. So it's a plural. Nana is many or multiple or plural or different. Nana bhavan. So different nature things which are pruthak vidhan. Pruthak vidhan is of different characteristics. Pruthak means distinct or different. Okay, so there are different in all these beings. There are different nature. There are differences in nature inside them. Okay, having different characteristics because the bodies are different. Okay, so what it is saying is that if it is a white man, it will be one type of Atma. If it is a black female, it is another type of Atma, which matches with the characteristic of the body in some form or the other. Like there's something in it, probably like a DNA or something like that in that Atma, which will give that particular person that characteristic, male, female, maybe whatever, like if we are talking about the class like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra type of natures, or if it could be human, bird, and snakes, and insects. So all these are differences in bodies. If because we see them as different outside, there must be differences inside them also. Okay, so Atmas are all different. Okay, if the knowledge is telling me like that, then that jnanam is rajasic.
Oh, it's not that one possesses all three. It's if your perspective is like this, then you are possessing rajasika. It's not that it's the requirement that I have all three jnanas.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, but it is possible that I may, when I'm studying Bhagavad Gita, I'll think, oh, okay, great, I have sattvic jnanam. Okay, but as soon as it is over, then I'll forget this. And then my, Rajasic Jnanam pops up saying that, oh, everybody is different. I need to treat them differently. Unfortunately, the entire world is having problems because of the Rajasic knowledge or the Tamasic. We'll go to the Tamasic, it's worse. We unfortunately, first of all different classes, humans and other non-human, humans mistreating the other things in the nature. Second is within human also, every country people think, oh, they are great, right? They're different. I know everybody has the same red blood, and I don't know why somehow. Then whites think they are great, and browns think they are great. I mean, whites try to mistreat blacks, or one particular religion tries to mistreat others, saying that they are they are different compared to the others. There, that's the difference in knowledge. It's our ignorance. If we don't, because we don't have the knowledge properly, we are thinking that way. Otherwise, the correct knowledge is that all of us are equal. Okay, so unfortunate thing is somebody who is in the late 70s, let us say, thinking that just because either the religion or color of skin or whatever it is, they are thinking great and doing all kinds of activities, try to mistreat others, thinking they're different, right? Exactly following this Rajasic knowledge. Now, as soon as they put those things in place and then they leave this body, they're exactly very likely to get the kind of bodies that they are hating before, because they are going to get the that is, as per scriptures, right? They were thinking about those people more, and they were put down, right? So now whoever is thinking that I am so great and the other person is not, and let me harm these people because they are different and they are inferior compared to me, the person is going to not the person, the Atma is going to acquire the body, which unfortunately will be mistreated by the people who are associated with the guy before, just 5 years earlier, for example. So if they had known that, if they know that I'm going to potentially I'm going to acquire that body that I'm hating now, because I have nothing that will say that I will not acquire that kind of a body. I could be acquiring that body, then they will stop doing that. They will stop mistreating, killing animals, or destroying the nature, or mistreating other human beings just because of the differences in race, country, color, religion, all these things, right? So unfortunately, they think this is the life, and I need to, they say, oh, my generations, my next few generations have to get benefit from me. So they do all these activities, try to do all the activities, and then they leave. They'll go to the other side, and all these next generations that he says that they have to get benefit, they will be taking taking care in a bad way, of course. The same person who said, oh, my future generations have to mistreat them and treat them like this, and he's the one who's going to be mistreated. So if they know that, they will stop doing it. Unfortunately that they don't. So equality is such a great thing. So not only in this particular life, because we all can go from one body to another body, it is equally likely that anybody can get any body, right? There is no such thing that says that I have a, today I'm a white male, in a particular religion, I will always be a white male in all my future lives. There is no such thing. So if I try to do anything that will give more power to a white male compared to everybody else, I'm setting myself up for downfall, in my future lives. Because first is that it was Rajasic, so it will take me down. Where should it go down? The people who are getting oppressed. So he will take birth in the whatever form that is going to be oppressed by this his previous form. I know it is a little bit controversial, but something that we need to really see there. If we have that, tomorrow I could be any of these, right? Then immediately our perspective changes. Our family grows to the entire world. The bodies don't make any difference.
So can we think like this, sir? Like, okay, in this Janma, say I'm a Hindu religion practitioner. In the next Janma, so if I'm born like another religion, right? Is it the reason why we see people convert to other religion or practicing other than they're born into? Could it be that reason?
No.
No. Okay. It is just that Janma, like, okay.
Yeah. It is not like something is written saying that this Atma has to be born in a Hindu religion or a Christian religion. There's no such thing.
No, there is no such thing. But if you are born in like in a previous life, you are in a different practitioner, and now.
So basically there is a if we are thinking that by mistake I took birth, right? I took birth in some other form, some other country, religion, or race, or whatever it is. Then I want to correct it myself. Then we are suspecting the ability of God to give us whatever is right. Okay, it is not like somebody is going to make mistake, like putting us in instead of sending us to a group room 1, and they'll send to room 2. Never, it will never happen in God, God's creation. It's always going to be perfect. So whatever we get is whatever we are supposed to. There's nothing like, oh, I got it, but God probably made a mistake and let me change myself.
No, not a mistake. Because of the Purva Vasanas, maybe I'm going towards that. Okay.
No. We don't remember that kind of thing. Again, like see, the gunas are there, not like a religion or something like that, right? The gunas will be carried forward. Not like getting attracted to a particular religion or a type of race or a country. That is all human made divisions. The gunas are correct. Like if I have sattvic guna attached to sattvic guna, I will carry those vasanas with me. First of all, I'll take birth that is equivalent to whatever gunas I'm carrying. Gunasanga is the reason why I'm taking birth. And my karmic bondages will drive me what kind of life I'm going to have. Good life, bad life, mixed life. Now, if I could be born with more sattvic guna, right? I mean, that is if I'm sattvic in this life, next life I'm supposed to carry the sattvic guna only, so that I can go forward. So if I'm born in a society where sattvic is not valued, I'll be like, kind of getting myself. Again, this is my experience. I'm saying that. So if I'm in a society where there's a lot of rajasic or tamasic, then I feel kind of out of place, because that is not the vasana I'm carrying. I can acquire, technically I can acquire the rajasic and tamasic gunas that are happening at that time. but my vasanas will be saying that something is, it's not coming
different.
naturally for me.
Yeah.
See, something is natural, right? Something acquired. So when we go to a restaurant, we order something that is naturally comes to us, but we may try some other dish and we may like it, and then we order it also, right? So it is like that's why these gunas we can acquire in this life based on our will. It's not like God has written something saying that you are going to acquire sattvic guna or rajasic guna, like that. There's no such thing. So we have the complete freedom to acquire whatever guna that we want. And that is why Lord Krishna is giving us all this knowledge so that we don't make a mistake. Because if it is already written, then there's no point in reading all these things, right? So we are able to make our life change in this life, and future life changes. If we have this knowledge, then we can correct ourselves. So nothing is written which says that you had Rajasic before, you will continue to be Rajasic no matter how much you read this one. No. That would be natural tendency, but you can always correct it.
Okay.
So this is now see, here he's saying that in all beings, so they're still thinking about something that is in them. Okay, but those things are different. And because they are different, they got this kind of bodies, or because based on the bodies that I can infer that whatever is in them is different. Okay, so they're different in nature. So Atmas are different. Okay, and Atmas are linked to the kind of body that they have. So that is a kind of knowledge that this Rajasic have. I know we are running over time, but if it's okay, we can complete this 20 seconds. Yattu krutsnavade kasmin
Yettu krutstavade kasmin
karye saktamahetukam
karye saktamahaitukam
atatvarthavadalpam cha
atatvarthavadalpam cha
tattamasamudahrutam
tattamasamudahritam.
And together. Yattu
Yattu krutstavade kasmin karye saktamahetukam atatvarthavadalpam cha tattamasamudahritam. So it is mahetukam, sir. It's not mahaitukam.
Hetukam.
Okay, mahetukam. I think some books have mahaitukam. Okay, I'm correcting my book, mahetukam.
Yeah, it is. There's no sandhi there. Hetukam means without reason.
Reason, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they might have had it because aha etukam is aha etukam. No, there's no sandhi there like that. Okay. So the tat tamasam udahurtam. So that knowledge is called as tamasic. What is that knowledge? Is so now we are not talking about anything inside bodies. Okay. So these people, those who have this knowledge, are the knowledge which tells these people to do what they're doing. Ekasmin saktam karye, saktam ekasmin karye. Okay. So they are always engaged in one act only. Okay. Krutsnavat. I'll explain what is that one act. So Krutsnavat is as if it were the whole. Okay. So they do some activity and some, let us say they get some result. They will do the same activity again, thinking a different result, or it will produce all results. Okay. One example is, let us say, somebody wants to, somebody wants to get an A grade, just taking an example of test, and they see a tree in front of their house, and they pray to the tree and break coconut in front of the tree, and they say, "Oh tree, give me A grade." Now the tree gives them A grade. I mean, not tree. They get A grade. For some reason, this because Paramatma gave them. They might have studied well, and Paramatma blessed them with A grade. Now they'll say, "Oh my God, the tree is so powerful. It gave me A grade." Now they will buy a lottery, and then they break 10 coconuts in front of the tree, and then they say, "Give me the lottery." I'm just giving an example to make us understand. So the one act that produced a result, they're so ignorant why that result came, how it came, and all that. They think that the act is because of the result is because of that act, and they say that, "Oh, if I act this way, I'm getting always this result, means if I act the same way, I'll get another result also." Typically, we can apply this to our why we have all this ignorance about worship and all these things. Why people, I mean, they say, "Oh, it is my belief that I'll get the result." Sorry for the background noise. So it is, if they are doing that, they don't understand why some things are happening. That simply think that this act of mine can produce all results for me. Okay, so they don't even they don't know why, who is giving, and all that. Okay, so now very important is who gives me materialistic result compared to who gives me the moksha. Okay, somebody who can give me materialistic result cannot give me moksha. But if people go to the same devata and then ask for, okay, give me moksha, but it doesn't work that way. They don't know that. It's out of ignorance. So ahetukam is without reason. Okay, without, the reason is, okay, it worked for them in one way and it will work always, but that is actually without reason, without proper reason. So they simply believe, somebody said, "Oh, you have to do this activity in that place and then you will get it." They simply do that without knowing why, how whether it makes sense or not. Then then atatva. So atatva, tattva, you understand, is the reality. Three tattvas we have. The truths are realities. Atatva arthavat. So basically, without reality, they don't know the reality. They don't understand the difference between Atma and body and all these things. So they have no way of knowing the reality and understanding, okay, whether this is correct. Like, just thinking that, praying in front of tree, or tree, give me this kind of a result, and then maybe it happens once, thinking that tree will give me every time. you know, that and or in other words is like I am able to get a result myself once, thinking that I will always be able to get the result myself, right? That's ignorance, because we don't know. I mean, I thought I means body. I am doing some activity. I am capable of doing this. Next time I do the same activity again, doesn't work. Okay, but I'm thinking that it will always work. That is ignorance. That is tamasic knowledge. Alpam. Okay, so the third one is alpam. So these results which are trivial, narrow, insignificant, poor. So my knowledge is focused on the results which, you know, which are trivial in nature, not narrow. I mean, like those are not the things that I need to focus on. Given this particular body, okay, I'm focused on trivial things.
So, in other words, not recognizing Paramatma Tattvam, can we call it as tamasic?
Yes.
Okay.
Not recognizing Paramatma, not recognizing Atma, not recognizing what is our goal, not recognizing who is giving what, and not recognizing all these concepts of karmic bondage and all that, not recognizing, I mean, what is good for me now, what is not good for me. I mean, focus on trivial things. People fight on about, you know, some dish A or dish B. Okay. Both are just, you know, temporary in nature. You eat either idli or you eat a dosa, doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
You spend all the time in fighting on idli or dosa, you know, then it is unfortunate thing. That is the
Right.
kind of the knowledge for them is, that's a great thing. I mean, okay, this is like idli or dosa makes so much difference in their life. So and then they get vexed about it. They think, oh, this person is not liking because they don't eat idli or dosa, or he says this or she says that, and you know, what kind of movie to go to, you know, where to go, and this and that. I mean, these are all, aren't they so silly? But for these people, they are significant. And that is at, you know, materialistic level. And then going to God and asking him trivial things, okay, as our desires, okay, which is tamasic again. So asking a devata to give us moksha when they are not, so they cannot give, is tamasic. Okay. So yeah, this is basically ignorance and lack of scriptural knowledge, lack of guidance from wise, you know, all that. Whatever we see, we believe in. We haven't seen our future lives, we haven't seen our past lives. Whatever things that we do here in this life, we never know how it is going to impact us, so we don't care. We do whatever we want. Then so that is what this tamasic, that's the tamasic knowledge. You can do whatever you want, you can believe in whatever you you know. So don't follow scriptures, don't talk to any wise people, or even if somebody tries to tell you something which is good, don't listen to that person. So then they will, unfortunately, all this is going to lead them to, you know, affect them very badly. This knowledge is not helpful, useful at all. Okay. Now we ran over by half an hour. Thank you for staying back. I'm sorry.
Pleasure.
Yeah, we have more actually, but we'll cover next week. So we finished the knowledge part of it, the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic knowledge, jnanam. And let us focus on, try to get the sattvic jnanam always. Okay. Let's conclude. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavaat karomi yajat sakalam parasmai narayanaayati samarpayami. Srimanarayanaayati
Narayanaayati
sarvam Sri Krishna Om Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Thank you so much.
Jai
Jai
Srimanarayana.
Srimanarayana. Thank
Thanks.
you everyone.